Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to Bald Father Bets. We'll do a quick recap of NFL Sunday and then give our pick for tonight for Monday Night Football. Before we do that, just want you to check. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, notifications on, and then like, share, comment on this video. Help us get in that YouTube algorithm, grow our base, and grow our subscriber base. Always keep these picks free. Just ask that you help us grow the channel. So NFL Sunday started out good. Thought we'd kind of broken our losing streak there, and then did not finish off well, mainly with the Ravens and the 49ers kind of doing us in. So Ravens, I mean, Justin Tucker leaves 7 points on the field. Especially that first field goal attempt coming out of halftime. If he makes it, and Ravens take a lead there, and very different game. Yeah, I mean, one of the best kickers of all time, right? But he's struggling this year, so something that shouldn't surprise us all that much. But to leave 7 points on the field from Justin Tucker in such an important game is definitely something you don't expect. And then the 49ers, I mean, get down to the goal line that many times. Initially, they're kind of running all over the Bills, but just can't get in the end zone. And then you come out of halftime, and you fumble on the 1 yard line, and the Bills take it all the way back to the 48 yard line. And it wasn't just that there was a fumble and a recovery, is that they returned it 48 yards. So it's it's a string of very difficult luck right now, but that's okay. Still positive. So 12-15 yesterday. Need to make sure that we continue with our reduced unit strategy from where we were. So we were at that 1 unit minimum, then the 2 unit minimum, then the 3 unit minimum. We're back down to the 2 unit minimum for now as we head into Monday Night Football. And then as we move into next week with College Football Conference Championships and then Week 14 of the NFL. But for tonight, Week 13 of the NFL, we have the Browns and the Broncos. Browns traveling to Denver. Browns having a little bit of a mini bye week in there because they went from playing Thursday night all the way to playing Monday night. So quite a bit of time off. Broncos not. Broncos played a regular weekend game last week and then come into the Monday night. So what we're leaning here is, that this number has now gotten to 7 at certain places, and we like the Browns plus the 7 here. Really what it is you're betting on which Jameis Winston's going to show up, because if you get a good Jameis Winston, they're going to cover that number. Browns defense has been playing a lot better. You still have a rookie quarterback with Bo Nix. If you get a off Jameis Winston going up against that Broncos defense, with how good the Broncos defense is, I mean, they could pick him off 4 or 5 times, right? And then there's no chance that they're going to cover the 7. So confidence on this one's not high. It's a minimum unit play. It's a 2 unit play. But again, it all comes down to which Jameis that you get. But with the number being at 7, it's just too many points to pass up on. The Broncos, they've been really good this year. We've been on them a lot. They do seem to be kind of leveling out, water finding its level recently, but still think they're a very good team. We also think the Browns have talent, especially on the defensive end, and they will do enough tonight to cover the 7. So that's it for Monday Night Football. Browns plus the 7 is the pick for 2 units. A little bit of looking ahead into our college football playoff lines. Some interesting movement. Line for Texas, Georgia, when it was released to professional bettors only, came out at a pick. It immediately was bet up to Texas minus 2.5. Line for Clemson, SMU, was released at Clemson minus 2.5, and professional bettors took that all the way to flip it to SMU minus 2.5. That is a huge move. I cannot stress enough how much line movement that is, especially crossing over 0, then going all the way to the other side of it. Oregon, Penn State holding pretty firm at plus 3.5. And then Arizona State going all the way from a pick up to a minus 2.5 as well. So a lot of immediate line movement from professionals who took these numbers at certain points. We'll continue to monitor them. A lot of them are on those very tight and fluctuation points where they're right around that 3. They're either at 2.5 or they're at a 3.5. All that matters a lot. The other one is Tulane as the day goes on. Initially came out as 3.5 point favorites against Army. They're all the way up to 5.5 point favorites against Army. That's quite a bit of movement because that 3.5 was after it had already been bet up from professionals from 2.5. So 2.5 to 3.5, and then the public has driven it from 3.5 all the way to 5.5. It's a lot. It's a lot of line movement. Army's not a bad team. Tulane, I maintained, is the most talented of all the group of 5 teams, but obviously it didn't matter for them against Memphis this past weekend. But that's it for us tonight on Bald Feather Bets. I hope you guys enjoy Monday Night Football, and let's go Browns.